Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Stacy's Ascension Academy. Today, we're going to dive deep into a magical tool to help you in your romantic relationships. If you're currently in a relationship with someone or just met someone and you want to find out a little bit more about them, we're going to dive into this tool because sometimes it's not just about chemistry, it's about frequency. And when you know what frequency a person's on, you'll be able to maneuver their energy a lot better. And numerology is a powerful tool to use for that because there's the numbers within a chart that can reveal patterns in how a person loves and how a person shows up in a relationship. And there's certain spiritual lessons that they're meant to go through within romance. And you, as a spouse or a significant other, you're going to be able to know that. So whether you're attracting a soulmate, maybe you're healing from a heartbreak and you want to find out about that person and how they were and why it didn't work out, then this is going to be the episode for you. We're going to dive deep into their life path number. Now, even if you know the life path number and heard of it before, within this video, I'm going to break it down in a way that you'll understand it for romance in your romantic life and how to maneuver their energies when you're in a relationship with someone. Now, I'm not going to give you best matches according to your life path number and all that because that kind of throws people off because sometimes you may be with someone and then if I don't say that they're the perfect match for you, then you're gonna be like, oh, and only your soul knows what the perfect match is. I'm just telling you today how to maneuver their energies so you are transforming this relationship to flow energetically and not butting heads with each other, okay? Because when you understand a person's love language and their soul frequency through their numbers, you're going to know a lot more and how to maneuver it and have a beautiful, successful relationship. So let's first add up the life path number if you're not familiar. The way you add it up, the way you want to add it up is like in this example, if someone was born May 5th, 1990, you want to break down all the numbers and add them all up individually equals whatever number that is, and then you're going to reduce it further. So in this case, it equals 29. Now, when you reduce the 2 and the 9, 2 plus 9 is going to equal 11. Now, 11 you keep as it is because this is going to be a master number. Anytime you get 11, 22, or 33, those are master numbers. You don't reduce it. But if you do not get 11, 22, or 33, you're going to then reduce that even more and separate the numbers until you get a single digit between 1 and 9, and that will be the life path number. Now, keep in mind you might want to do your life path number as well as your spouse's to understand yourself and your love language a bit according to your numerology frequency and also your significant other spouse. And maybe you want to look back in an ex and do their numerology and see how the energy lines up and why it kind of didn't work out because of what you didn't flow right with. And now that you know this current person's life path number and their love language, because that's how I'm going to discuss it in this episode, you're going to be able to maneuver this energy a lot more smoother and transformation. Hey, real quick, if you're loving this and you want to go deeper, and I invite you to join my Numerology Academy. In this powerful course, I'll teach you how to use your numbers not just for insights, but for real transformations in your relationships and also with yourself. Your relationship with yourself is going to be your most important relationship, and you're going to learn how to maneuver that so you can clear energetic blocks. Understand your love patterns and compatibility, and call in aligned, healthy relationships that match your soul frequency. Whether you're healing, calling in new love, or deepening the bond you're currently in, your numbers are a cheat code. And this is going to help you to align with the frequency of your divine path. It's not just numbers, it's alignment and it's energetic frequencies. So if you want to dive deeper into this transformational academy, click in the description below. Comes with 2 signature coachings with me. This is an investment for your future, your alignment, and your relationships. And there are payment arrangements available if that is something that you need. Now let's dive deep into the first number, life path number 1. Now, with the life path 1, this is known as the independent leader. Their strengths in love is good. They're very confident, ambitious, and passionate people. Now, sometimes they're not confident, though, depending on what stage they are in life. But overall, they're going to have more confidence within themselves because they're leaders. The challenges, they can be too self-focused and they may struggle with being a little vulnerable because they can have that wall up at time. Now, in ways to transform your relationships with this life path one is to learn to value their partnership and also learn to value their independence. Show appreciation for your partner's contributions. You're going to want to value their time alone because sometimes they may need time alone, and it doesn't mean that they don't care for you. They just need that time alone to recoup themselves because that is how a life path one functions. Now, the best way is to just not take it personally and understand that this is how these people need to kind of like quiet their mind and get what they feel is themselves back because they don't like to lose themselves in people. It makes them feel kind of vulnerable and they don't love feeling like that. But they're very loving people at the same time and strong willed. Now, for a life path number two, this is known as the harmonious peacemaker. Their strengths in love is they're very romantic, they're empathetic, they're very empathic people, and they're very nurturing. The challenges with this number is they can be overly sensitive, may avoid conflicts, or become too dependent on their spouse, their partner, their loved ones. So, the transformational tip for these people is to set healthy boundaries with them, speak your needs clearly instead of always, trying to keep the peace. So they might feel the need to continuously keep the peace in the relationship as opposed to express how they really feel. So it's best to try to help them to open up themselves and open up themselves to knowing how they need to be treated if you feel like you haven't done something to them because they will let kind of things blow by because they want peace at the end of the day. These are not confrontational people at their core. They like peace, love, and harmony. Now, a two can be dragged, so you have to be kind with their compassionate hearts, okay? That's how you're going to best maneuver in a relationship with a life path number two. The life path number two, this is known as the creative communicator. So their strengths in love is they're very playful, they're expressive, and they're fun loving. So these are people you're gonna, go out with all the time. Like they might go to a party, go social gatherings. They're social butterflies. They like to be social. So their partner is gonna have to understand that and be as sociable as they are. Challenges to avoid with them is they can avoid emotional depth and get distracted very easily. So they might not want to have those deep down talks about what's going on with you because part of their core is that they're supposed to be communicators, great communicators. And because that's what they're supposed to be, that can be a great challenge for them. And they might just go to the other end where they're very more artistic and express themselves in that way. A transformational tip for you guys in these relationships with a life path three is to um, have them practice deeper emotional intimacy and have them not run from serious conversation. So if you're going to have a serious conversation with them, make sure that they're not in this jokey mood so you can get your point across with them. And this can help transform the relationship at its core. Now, if your partner is a life path number four, this is known as the loyal builder. The builder, they're hard workers. Their strengths in love is they're very reliable people, they're devoted, and they're practical. So they're practical, they're going to like you to show up on time, stick to your word, do what you say you're going to do, and they like structure. So make sure that things make sense in a logical way for these people. Their challenges, they could be a bit too rigid. They could overthink stuff because they're rigid in their thinking and they might not want to bend with how they think of society or they think of certain issues or they could be stuck in their ways. They can have emotional reserve and they can be very resistant to change because they love structure so much. So if you're like, hey, let's go get a new house and move to um, another country or a couple states away, they might be like, hey, slow it down here. Let's be practical. Those are the kind of energies of them. So a good transformational tip for them is to help them to soften their guard and open up more emotional and teach them how to be a little bit flexible. And the flexibility can deepen their bond with you. So if they're so rigid in their ways, be the fun, spontaneous one. So if you're like maybe you're a life path five and you're dating a four, your freedom and your liberation is supposed to help balance them out in that way, okay? Now, if your partner is a life path number five, this is the adventurous free spirit. They like freedom, change, liberation. Their strength and love is going to be a very exciting, spontaneous, and passionate relation. These are passionate people. They're excited. They're about fun. They like having fun and being free. The challenges, they can have a fear of commitment and become easily bored. So if you have been in a long-term relationship with them and you've been looking to kind of take it to the next step as far as get married or something, they're a number five. So you have to kind of like roll with that energy. They feel like that's something that's going to take their freedom away, and they don't really love the thought of that. Now, the thing is, they can make amazing long-term spouses, obviously. Just don't push them. Have them go on their own accord. Now, transformational tip with these ones are learn that freedom and commitment can coexist at the same time. You have to show them that you're not going to lose your freedom by being in a long, harmonious relationship with me. You're not going to lose your freedom. So give them their freedom. So if they want to go out and go have a little fun without you, let them. No, you cannot have in your mind that they're going to go do something, like cheat or something. That's not what they're going to do if when they're committed and in a stable relationship with people that they feel safe and free with. Okay, and you're going to have to teach them how to build a relationship that evolves through time and excites them. So don't become too rigid. Make sure you change and you guys are doing new stuff. There's not like a life path forward where they like stuff just practical and in the same way. These people like to switch stuff up a bit and have some fun and have some excitement in their life. So if you could take that on, this is going to be great for you. Okay. Now, the life path number 6, this is known as the devoted caregiver. These are very family oriented people. If you're dating a woman, she's going to want to get pregnant. This is a perfect person to like have start families with. They're all about that. They love beauty and harmony. Their strengths and love is they're very responsible, loving, and protective. Think of mother bear energy. The challenges, they can be overgiven, controlling, or have some kind of matriarchy kind of tendencies. Therefore, you have to balance that with them because of their loving hearts, and they're very family orientated and very servicey. Like they love to be about their family and helping the family out. You have to make sure to let them know when they're over given or over trying to explain what they need you to do or what they feel that's best for you, and let them know that kind of to stand in your power because they can be overbearing, but it's because of their own amazing hearts, because they want the best for people. And the transformational tip with them within relationship is balance giving and receiving. Don't try to fix your partner. This is something that they have to understand is that they cannot fix you as their partner, and they have to balance the giving and receiving. So make it known that you are your own individual person. You don't need fixing, and you can equally give to them as they can give. They don't have to do everything on their own, and they're very nurturing. Now, moving on. Now, if you are seeing a life path number 7, this is known as a deep thinker and the spiritual one. Their strengths in love is they're very intellectual, they're introspective, and they're spiritual people. So they can give you some good, deep down conversation. They can get deep into it. They can look into the extra, like their minds, they're very mind thinking people. They like truth. They like getting to the truth of stuff. And they are very stimulating in the mind. The challenge is they can be emotionally distant and they can overthink their feelings. And the transformational tip for them, when if you're dating this person, is to let your partner have them go into your inner world. You have to let them know that it's safe for them to let you in, and intimacy starts with vulnerability. So you have to let them know they can be vulnerable with you. It's safe to be vulnerable with you. It's safe for them to let you inside their inner world. They don't have to keep everything inside of their heads because they can overanalyze things. And overanalyzing things is what can make them be a little bit more in this rigid energy. Now, but because they're so great intellectually, you want to make sure they are practicing their spiritual side too. So go like learn about chakras and universal laws and all that kind of stuff with them so they know that they can use their mind to control and create the reality that they actually want. For the life path number 8, if you're seeing an 8, this is known as the ambitious powerhouse. These are going to be people that may want to start their own business and move in that direction. Very powerful love and energy. Their strengths in love is they're super protective, they're super goal orientated, and they're generous people because they come from the heart. It's like an infinity. They have an infinite amount of flow. They feel the best when they're in charge and they're able to provide for their partner, whether they're a female or a male. They like to give. So if even if they don't have the most money in it, they will find a way to give what they have because they feel in charge and powerful in that way. They're very protective. Now the challenge is they can be controlling and workaholic tendencies. So if you are dating someone who's an eight and they may be too involved in work sometimes, that's a challenge of theirs. Don't take it personal, but just know that there's room to grow within that. Now, the transformational tip for them in these relationships is to let them know that there's room for emotional intimacy and they can share their softer side with you. It's not a weakness, it's a connection. They don't always have to be so givey, 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 and they can be emotional and let you know what's on their mind, and it's safe for them to, open up with you. Now, if you're dating a life path number 9, this is known as the compassionate humanitarian. Their love language and their strengths in love is they're very wise, they're given, and romantic. The challenges is they may lose their self in a relationship or get too emotionally intense or be a little egotistic because if they're not on their compassionate side, they are on their ego side because if you look at number 9, it has a bigger head. And also within numerology, this is ruled by the planet Mars. So if they don't feel like they're being emotionally heard or getting the reciprocation back, they can, want to argue or fight or something. That's just how they express themselves if they don't feel like they're being, what's the word, acknowledged in what they give and validated in that way. Validated is the word. The transformational tip with these people are stay grounded. Make sure that they are staying grounded in the present moment. Don't allow them to think too much about the past because the 9 could look backwards and have, guide them to let go of past heartbreaks to create new joy. So, whatever the person did to them in the past is not what you're going to do to them. So let them know that this present moment you are the best match for them and you're not going anywhere and everything's all good. Okay? Now, if you're dating a life path number 11, this is known as the master numbers. Master number 11, this is known as the intuitive visionary. Okay? They are very intuitive. Don't think you're going to lie to these people. They're going to have a sixth sense that something's going on and that you're up to something. So that's their gift. They're intuitive. So make sure that you're on the up and up with these people. Don't hide stuff from them. So their strength in love is they're emotionally tuned in, they're inspiring, and they're super romantic. They're going to take on some of the traits of like the number 2. The challenges, they can be overwhelmed by intensity and get easily hurt because they have the 2 trait as well. So, and they also have the 1 trait because it's a double 1. So they can be self-isolated where they want to be alone, and then other times where they're just overly like clingy. So they could go from really independent to super clingy 1 minute. 1 minute they're near faces, the next minute they want their space, and that can cause them a lot of anxiety because of the double 1 in the number. So their transformational tip for them is you have to learn that they have to balance their ideas with real world love. So however they think how love is supposed to be, they have to balance it with the real world and how it actually is, and they must learn to not expect perfection and celebrate progress. They could be perfectionists and think that everything has to be perfect, and it does not, and that's what can cause them anxiety. So let them know that they're doing a great job. They don't have everything doesn't have to be perfect, and things are just progressing as they should be. Okay. Now, if you're dating a life path number 2, this is another master number. This is known as the master builder. So their strengths in love is they're loyal, ambitious, and grounded, but very visionaries. They've come here to build some kind of legacy. That is what their destiny should be, and and I say should be because that's the kind of path they should be on, is building something structural for the world to see and to leave a lasting legacy, even if that lasting legacy is a really big loving family and that family goes on to do great things and so on and so on. But they've come to build legacies. The challenge is they can be emotionally blocked or work obsessed. So if they're putting in long hours, they're on the shadow aspects of this number. But at the same token, they are supposed to build a legacy. So it's going to take a strong partner to be with them. Could be someone else that's also on that same work building level. So if you have a great idea to partner with life path number 22, then you might want to work with them on whatever their goals, ambitions are, and don't try to tell them that they're working too much and they're not spending enough time with you. That would not be a good thing for that, because they've come to build legacies, okay? So you don't want to take them away from that. You want to contribute it and work with it, kind of like a powerhouse, power couple kind of thing. The transformational tip for them is make sure that they're making time for you emotionally and connecting with you emotionally. Make sure that they know that they can trust your love, and that, trust in your love is just as important as building their legacy. And your love is going to help them build a legacy even more. But there, it's safe to trust, it's safe to be emotional and let the guards down and not obsess over work all the time. Now, if you are dating a number 33, a master number 33, this is known as the master teacher. Their strengths are in love is they're deeply loving, they're spiritually aligned, and they're very sacrificial. So they are going to put themselves last and kind of like put everybody ahead of them, which is not a great quality, but it's a great quality in love, which means they're going to super love on you and put you first. The challenge is they may give too much and neglect their own needs, and you kind of don't want that, because they don't just do that in your romantic relationships, but they'll do it with kind of everybody around. And obviously, when you want a spouse that gives, but not to the detriment of your relationship. The transformational tip here is there to teach them to create mutual care, to not be so self-sacrificing, and they don't need to be a rescuer to everyone. Relationships thrive in balance, so let them know balance is key. That you can give to. Sometimes you can go pick things up, or you could pay for dinner, or you can go do whatever it is that they're always doing. You don't need a rescuer; you need a partner. Now, that is all I have for you guys today. Now, hopefully you have, well, not hopefully, I'm pretty sure you picked up some good tips on your partner, and you should have also watched yourself too to see what your love language is a little bit with your life path number in that way. Now, if you want to go dive deeper and transform your relationship to another level, it's highly suggested that you learn the intricate numbers within their chart, because I just gave you a taste of what could be going on with them because of their life path number, which is going to be the most prominent number in numerology. But you also have other numbers that influences a person's character, like their personal year, cycles, pentacles, and challenges. And within my academy, you will learn that. So if you're interested in transforming your relationship for the better, and also transform how your relationships are with your loved ones, because this is something else. You can just take the tools for people that are around you, and numerology is a guide. It is not a rigid system to tell you this is how you are. And it's just to help guide you. So if you want to guide yourself to a transformational relationship so you don't get hurt because you think something has happened and people are treating you a certain way, when it's just their character and you don't have to take it personally, that's just how everyone's wired a little differently. And numerology gives you the power of knowing how these people are wired, because our souls gave us these numbers as a guide throughout our life. So if you're interested, go ahead and join Stacy's Numerology Transformational Academy. It's going to be linked in the description. And I will see you guys next time. Ciao.